I live in Pulaski County, right here in central Arkansas. And I want to make a few comments, if you will, make some things known about the weatherization help, the weatherization project that I got for my home. Whenever I was approaching CADC for LIHEAP help, there was the question that I got on every form: do you want to be referred to the relevant authority for weatherization? Well, in my case, being a senior citizen and being disabled and having a very fixed income, those were factors that worked very, very much in my favor. In the time since I've had my home weatherized, how can I put this except very bluntly? Yes, I've saved money on my utility bills. I remember that before I got weatherization, there were a couple of months when my utility bills went into the three-figure range. But I can very definitely, and I'm speaking only for myself and only for my own home, I can very definitely state that since weatherization, my gas, my electric bills have not come anywhere close to the three-figure range. I have been saving money on my utility bills. One of the things that I first noticed, I didn't have to worry about watching the thermostat, whether it was going to be for heating or air conditioning. The weatherization process has made my home a lot more comfortable. There were times, especially when the weather got cold, that I was kind of feeling a little chilly. But since weatherization, it's been nice. Not only for comfort, but a big worry about how much my utility bills were going to be was eased. And between you and me, that kind of made the comfort level better. I had some preliminary conversations with the folks at CADC over what was actually going to be done. And I was surprised to learn that the weatherization was not just, I thought this was just going to be checking the insulation and just making sure that the insulation in my home, it was still good enough, or more likely, given the age of the actual house itself, if it was going to have to be replaced. But much to my surprise and much to my great happiness, the weatherization project did more. I had, before the weatherization project was done on my home, I had exactly one smoke alarm. Now I've got 3. I had an way outdated carbon monoxide alarm. That's been taken care of. There was weather stripping around the doors leading into my home, where there had really, to all intents and purposes, been none. They checked my windows to see if there were any leaks. No leaks. But the fact that they checked them for leaks, if there had been any leaks, any cracks in the window, anything like that, they would have taken care of them. I was even surprised to learn that not just the insulation, which they replaced, but the dryer vent in my laundry room, that was something else that they checked. That was something else that they wanted to let me know was part of this weatherization process, how these different aspects of weatherization basically would all come together in, if you will, in a single package that would make everything a lot better for this homeowner for sure. I really wish even right in the area where I live, I wish that more people would know about weatherization. Where I live, most, if not all, of the houses were constructed at about the same time. And I would imagine that some of these other homes in the area, I would imagine that maybe in at least some of them, the insulation there is in bad need of being replaced. That maybe weather stripping around the doors, checking the windows, everything that was done at my place should be a matter of concern to everybody, at least in the neighborhood, the wider community, however people want to take it. I would urge more people to check into this area. Saving money. Look, I like to save money, but I don't think I'm alone in wanting to save money. I should mention that before they did the work, representatives from CADC came to my place. They did a very detailed inspection of my home. They got a very good idea as to what was needed, what would have to be done. And speaking again for myself, they took the time to answer whatever questions I had, to give me good, understandable explanations of what they would have to do, what needed doing. And that's something I have appreciated right from the very beginning. And certainly for the weatherization that was done on my home, they did everything they said they were going to do. They sent a full crew. I think this is about like 4 or 5 individuals. Now, the work they did took the better part of a day. And if I had any concerns, was I going to have to turn off the AC unit for a time? Were they going to have to shut down the gas to where there wouldn't be any leaks? Were they going to have to do this, that, or the other? If I asked them, they said no, or they said yes. But they fleshed out their answers in such a way that I was kept very much aware of what they were doing, how long it would take, why the work they were doing was needed. They put up with me asking a lot of questions, but I think they, again, I may be jumping to conclusions here, but I think they appreciated the fact that, yes, I wanted to be sure that everything was okay, and that I understood very completely what they were doing and why. Knowledgeable? In a word, yes. Or could I say hell yes? Earlier this year, a cousin and his family living in another state, they basically lost their home to fire. The age of their house and the age of my house were almost the same. And I also thought that even with weatherization, I could try to be proactive and kind of build on the weatherization that had been done by making sure that I was not going to have any sort of unexpected problems arising, say, from another quarter. I contacted my local fire department and had them come out and do an inspection. Now, when that inspection or walkthrough, if you will, was done, I went into, if you will, detail, if you prefer, chapter and verse, about having my home weatherized. The person who was doing the walkthrough, the person who was doing that inspection, was very pleased that weatherization had been done because, yes, it does cut down on a fire hazard. The fireman who came in to do the walkthrough, to do the inspection, and I'm going to say that a good part of the credit has got to go to the weatherization that CADC did for me. My home turned out to be in much better shape than I thought it was. I would urge everybody out there to not only check for your eligibility for this weatherization project, but continue to be proactive. Get in touch with the folks at CADC, work out the details, have them come out and do that preliminary inspection. Get your home weatherized. Yes, it will be to your family's benefit.